Hello, welcome. So happy to have this time with you today. I am talking about one of my favorite topics these days, and that is AI skills. And what are they? How can I learn them? But what I want to do first is give you a little insight into a recent study that was done by the IDC. So I'm actually going to share a presentation with you just briefly. And what I'm hoping it will do is really reinforce the idea that it is worth your time to dive in, get curious, and learn and enhance your career opportunities. Give me just 1 second and I will bring on. Oops. Okay, well, we're having a bit of a technical challenge, but that's okay. I will speak to it. And that is so the IDC is International Data Corporation and is a premier marketing intelligence firm and it's global. They have 1,300 analysts worldwide, so very legitimate. And the study that was done, it was recently published in December. One of the essence of the study is that the Salesforce economic impact is astounding. That even just as early as we are into the AI wave, is that Salesforce AI-powered cloud solutions will generate 948 billion in new revenues for customers by 2028, which is amazing that that is only 4 years away. So we're talking big money, big opportunity. In order for that to happen, there's also, many projects and teams for most companies and just globally. So it's really exciting to see. And a couple other facts from the study is just the rapid growth of AI applications. So this is just delivered in the cloud, is moving from 12.5 billion in 22. So this was well underway, but not into the scale that we're looking at now. So it's expected to go to over $40 billion in just the next 3 years. And generative AI applications, which we'll talk more about, which is what for most of us that are kind of getting into the AI wave at the moment, it's because of generative AI and ChatGPT and many of the other tools that are becoming readily available. But that is projected to expand from 4.8% in the market to 28% in just by 2027. So really big numbers, lots of opportunity. It's going to require an incredible amount of talent to do this. And in terms of investment in the generative AI investments, it is surging from 16 billion this year to 140 billion by 2027. So this is a space that is particularly interesting and compelling. And it is roughly 3 times that of overall AI spending. So generative AI, and we'll talk about what kinds of things that includes, but going into the job creation. So we'll share some ideas with you about how to get trained, what are these skills, how to even start. We have a particular program we'd love to share with you just because it's so well organized for you. So it doesn't require the DIY, but we'll also share the components of it so that if that's the path you want to do, you can do that as well. But they're expecting that another 4.7 million direct jobs within the Salesforce ecosystem will be created in the next 4 years. That's a lot of jobs, a lot of employment. And the barriers to having these generative AI projects really take off are around data security, data privacy, and data management. So aside from AI skills, having that element of data could be very smart for you as well. And in terms of, where are the key areas? So as just more and more discussions are being had, it's moving from this idea that this is a very IT heavy jobs, and there certainly are those jobs, but AI is hitting in all areas. Customer service and support is the second largest space at 51%. So that's many jobs, probably most jobs in some degree of that customer service and support. So there's some really exciting ways that you can plug in to this AI wave without being like a highly technical artificial intelligence IT professional. And then finance and administration. But the other area that isn't on this study here, but that we're seeing and hearing a lot of stories about in terms of projects, is in marketing. So there's some just amazing ways that companies are using, there's so many really compelling startup companies. Salesforce Ventures has a huge fund. I believe it's in the $500 million right now of investing for AI and looking for opportunities to do that. But those initiatives are being, built in and available for Salesforce customers. So there's some exciting ones. One I heard about just a couple days ago was a campaign. So if you are a company and you've paid to have a campaign, photo shoots, the particular look and feel, language, cultural norms for that. And in order to support or to move in new customer bases, you might have to redo all of that to have that appropriate, look and connection to another community. Well, with AI, they're actually now able to take those photo shoots and assets and artificially, using AI, generate whole new campaigns with people that look familiar, sound familiar, have a different language. So there's just some fascinating things that are here now that just seemed like it should be way out into the future. So we will come back around to, how do you stand out? What are these skills? How do you learn them? And then how do you stand out and allow AI and your interest and, in some cases, willingness to engage, right? It's learning, getting a couple of certifications. There's a couple that we'll share with you today. And once you have that, or as you're learning, I would say this is a great time because there's so many people that are just starting out. There just isn't a lot of competition right now. So if you can share while you learn, that will be a great way for you to raise your hand as somebody who's interested and open to these kinds of opportunities and projects. And most jobs are going to be impacted by this in some way or another. So if you're someone that can show an employer that, hey, I'm willing to learn, I'm interested in learning and being part of that, that's a great place to position yourself. But how do you showcase this? How do you feature it? How do you do demos? How can you record yourself building some things and feature that in LinkedIn in the featured section, or posts, or just have things available to share with employers or interviews? That's a great way to think about it. And then how to take a leadership role and getting involved. It's all swirling, and there's so many people networking, and there's a lot of enthusiasm. So it is a great time to connect with others, to decide to lean in to AI and to get involved. And it's a very dynamic space right now. So in terms of the AI skills themselves, there are, in some ways, it's hard to answer that because AI is going to impact most every part of businesses in some way or another. So your ability to get involved with those initiatives don't require huge technical skills, but there is a prompt engineering is a skill set that is highly valued and will become more and more. So generative AI is the quality of what comes out of that is tied directly into your ability to ask great questions and ask them in a way that, you know, that it can understand and deliver. And that is prompt engineering. It's really telling it what to do, asking the questions. And that is highly regarded. So a way to be able to learn how to use AI is, honestly, is jumping on YouTube, searching. There's a lot of things that maybe in the past would have taken weeks and expertise. You can learn. There's a great company called Mind Studio, and it's uai.ai. So youai.ai. They have an 18-minute video that allows you to get trained on how to build your own GPTs, your own applications for this. And it's really exciting to see how you can learn and create things to help yourself. And that's a great way to learn. Those same kinds of solutions can be brought in at an enterprise level, whether they're running these together so that there's each step in the process is enhanced, or just individually for a particular person or a team. But really getting in there and learning. Some of the systems that we've used for other things, like we were talking about marketing earlier. So Canva is a good example where Canva was being able to not rely on a design team, that as an individual entrepreneur or a person, you could get on and learn to make assets, whether they're for social media, websites, brochures. Well, now there is AI infused throughout that. So taking that opportunity to really jump in and learn about those elements. So we'll be seeing that with, many of the tools and resources that we're using every day, that they're going to start having more and more of an AI component to them. I want to share the collaboration that Supermoms and AI Force started a few months ago, and we're really excited about it. This is a terrific way to learn about AI, and specifically as it relates to Salesforce and the type of jobs and projects, from really every job, from being an administrator to a developer to someone in marketing. It's just a terrific course. So it's something that Mark Good designed. He has a passion and interest in AI and Salesforce for many, many years. And so this was kind of his golden hour, because this was already a passion project. He had built a course kind of right before Salesforce went all in and started, making it very clear that AI was going to be the future with Salesforce. So he built this incredible course. It is 30 lessons. It's step by step by step by step, giving you case studies and practical ways, things that you can learn so you can do them yourself. It's hands-on. It allows you to learn independently, so it's on demand. And I'll share a little more about the training, but we partnered up with Supermoms because we believe in cohort learning and having a really supportive process. So we took that on-demand program and wrapped it in Supermoms magic, and we put it into a 10-week framework so that you're with a cohort. There's a live component of it. So there's some camaraderie, sharing, some learning, some speakers, and you will work through the content on your own and flexible, whether you're working, a parent. So we wanted to take the best of both worlds there. It's actually an incredible way to also start building a valuable network in the AI space. And this will allow you, and you'll notice that the slide talks about aiforcetraining.com/supermoms, and you can get all the details. You can also book in a call if you'd like to just have a conversation. So at the end of the course, you will take an exam for the AI Force GPT Specialist certification. That's through AI Force. And you will also be prepared for taking the test, the Salesforce exam for the Associate AI certification. So right now that's the AI choice. So that combination is really a great way to let people know, and you can feature that you are taking action, you're learning, you're have those certifications. And I would say they're both accessible. So for anyone that's feeling maybe a little intimidated, that's a bit how I felt at the beginning of this. It's a really supportive. Mark's a great instructor, and things are very, very well organized. And there's a few places that you may not have the knowledge that would be helpful. And he's done a great job of curating some other resources so you can go brush up or learn skills that you may not have as much of a robust understanding of. So again, it is 10 weeks. Liam is the host and the organizer of the course. Mark is doing the digital training. He will also be popping on to some. He won't be in all of them, but some of them to share and talk through some case studies. And at the end of the day, then it's being, really prepared to have a great understanding of how artificial intelligence works, specifically GPT technology, and how it relates to Salesforce projects, from user stories to implementation plans to development to code. It just can cover so many things. So let me see if we have any questions. Oh, there's a comment about volume. I'm not sure. Can somebody let me know if you can hear me? Okay. Well, I hope that gives you a good understanding of the exciting possibilities. Like, it is definitely not in the future. It is today. We had the opportunity to have kind of global speakers and experts come on our last 10-week course and talk to the cohort about some of the real projects that are being worked on by their organizations. And they were really interesting. There's a very well-known cruise industry that is using AI to create a very fun, infused with personality, sort of travel agent that can walk through and create your personalized experiences. And unlike anything, that's been seen before, certainly, again, we talked about the marketing piece. On the more technical side, you can accomplish things in a way that you just were never able to do before. So you can have somebody that may be a really junior level developer able to put out, content that is much higher level, or somebody that's a more senior level that had a lot of their time, writing code and some of the work that they're doing, being able to leverage AI to, do more at that high level that we often don't have that time for. So that one of the questions is, could you share the YouTube channels about learning? There isn't one in particular, but if you go on to YouTube, I'll come back actually and add some in the comments, but I can't do it live because it'll take me a few minutes, but I'll drop a few ideas in the comments if you want to stop back by and see that. I'll share some of my favorites, but really what I did when I started is I just, searched in YouTube that if there was something I wanted to learn about, I wanted to learn how to actually build one of the GPTs in ChatGPT. You can build your own. And I wanted to learn how to do that. And there's just, it's unbelievable. It's hard to imagine life without YouTube, but there's some just walkthrough. The one that I would point you to is called UAI.ai. So it's YOUAI.ai. And they have it's called MindSpring. And there is an 18-minute training video that will tell you how to use it, and then you literally can create your own GPTs and apps, and it's using multiple platforms. So it's not like, for those of you that are familiar with ChatGPT, it's not just that one place. So it can use multiple models. So it's a great way to just explore what's possible. But that's the place that I see as kind of my favorite place to learn there, is because you can create so many things. And then they also have a showcase and you can repurpose things, or they call it remixing. So if you, one of them is an author companion. So an author can upload their book, and it creates this app and GPT that you can ask questions of. So for instance, Heather Black, our CEO, wrote a book on, actually have it right here, Become a Super Salesforce Consultant. And I put a digital copy in the book into this, and you can ask it questions. So I could ask the question, let's say I went in to meet with a consulting project. I met with the leaders of the company, and there was disagreement about the priorities. And I could just put in that scenario and say, what advice would you give me? And it's actually going through the book and finding the advice and saying it in her tone with the advice that she's written about in the book. So instead of flipping through the book, you have this way. You can take that and remix it and customize it for something that you want. There was another one that was a parenting coach. That was a really interesting idea. And it was, excuse me, an expert, and they had uploaded all of their content, their writing, their books, their notes, their, everything. And you can put any kind of scenario in and get advice from these experts. So it was really fascinating. And sometimes it's just the fun things too. There's many, just creating clever. So you can put your face now on anything. But one of the things that's happening with LinkedIn, so people have either outdated profile photos or just not good ones. And, taking the time, there's nothing like a great photographer, no doubt about it. But if there's just time pressure or money pressure, now there's AI technology that you can upload, 10 random photos of yourself at the, out playing baseball, going to the store, have somebody take some in the backyard, and it can actually create a profile photo of you that looks really good and can put you in professional, can change out the colors. It's just fascinating. So anyway, that is my advice, is to just dive in. And on YouTube, if you search just AI, ChatGPT, you'll just start to curate some really interesting videos. And I just started watching and learning and seeing what people are doing. There's a little hype on there for sure, but for the most part, you can just try and go in and I had tell you, just on a personal level, that leveraging ChatGPT and other AI tools have taken away at least 8 hours of work that it took a long time to do some elements of my job. And I've been able to shift all that time to a really tiny amount of time and use those extra hours for more important things that I just never seem to be able to spend enough time in, or frankly, enjoy some more personal time. So that's just, that's on one person. So if you put that within an organization, there's some dramatic impact. So I hope this was helpful to inspire you to be open to learning more. If you are interested in joining our course, please feel free to visit aiforcetraining.com/supermoms. And we would love to have you go through this adventure with us and just be part of the community going forward. It is 10 weeks, so you'll have a a nice window of time. It gets started next week. So there's a little time pressure there. But otherwise, if anyone has any great tools that you're using or videos that you've watched, feel free to drop in the comments and share it with others. So take care, and we appreciate your time today.